Samina Javid from Renfrewshire is battling with the grief that losing a child brings.
There's not a day goes by that we don't think of him. I know it's a cliche, but we don't, it never goes away.
Her son Ahmar was bright and loving, but at just 13 years old, he died from a rare undiagnosed condition. AVM caused him to suddenly develop a bleed on the brain. Samina feels there wasn't enough support for her family when she lost her son.
Even in the hospital, no one came to us at that point, when our son passed. No one came and said, look, here's a wee number if you want to talk to someone, or here's a card, or you can speak to this person or this organisation. We had to go and find our own support. One organisation, they said, come back in 3 months' time because the bereavement doesn't fully hit until 3 months' time. And okay, they've got their own rules, but I'm not being funny, but if I contacted you at that particular time, that's when I needed the support.
Samina campaigns for more education in schools on bereavement and proper signposting to relevant organisations which can help. She's worried there may be more parents who are suffering in silence. Danny from Barhead lost her sister Mirren to coronary heart disease. She died last year, aged 10, after a heart transplant.
There's still times where people will say, oh, well, why do you still go up to the gravesite and visit her to say goodnight and things like that? And I'm like, well, just because she's no longer here in person doesn't mean, that I'm not going to go up and say goodnight or hello or celebrate birthdays and things with her.
Danny says she also lacks support.
I was told I had to wait at least 6 months after Mirren's passing before they would even consider referring me for counselling or kind of CBT and stuff like that. Why do you need to wait 6 months for it? If I'm ready 6 days after she had passed, that should be taken into account, and the support and the help should have happened kind of there and then, not, 6 months, 6 years down the line kind of thing.
Samina and Danny feel more should be done to support families. Bereavement charities say they're doing what they can, but there needs to be more provisions in place.
There's not enough support out there, and support where it is rather patchy. Certainly areas that may be deemed more areas of deprivation probably struggle more for funding.
Since Ahmar died, Samina and her husband Mohammed have set up a charity. Another Star in the Sky helps raise money for bereavement services.
He was working on a painting, Starry Night by Van Gogh, and once he passed, his friends finished it off for him, and they called it Another Star in the Sky, so that's where the name came from.
The Scottish Government says it is developing plans to improve bereavement support for families in local communities.
He would have done good things had he lived, and that's why I want to do it for him. I want my son's name to live on.
Samina and Danny hope their campaigning will mean other families who lose children will be able to find better support in their darkest days. Tasnim Nazeer, STV News.